Hello everyone, this is Suzanne at Crochet and Chatter. Today is Tuesday, I believe the 15th of March. Alright, today is devotional number 18, I believe. Might be 14, I think it's 14. Let me check, yeah, it is 14. Devotional number 14. Alright, Tuesdays through Fridays we do our devotionals. On Mondays we do our overview of a book of the Bible. So that is always a great study also. Welcome everyone to my channel. Thank you so much for my regulars that really support my channel. You press the like button, you leave a comment. That means so much to me, and your comments have just touched my heart deeply. All right, let's get on with our lesson for today. We're going to talk about a time to speak and a time to be silent. What does that mean? A time to speak and time to be silent. And how do we know when those times are? Let's see what we can learn today. Therefore, the prudent keep quiet in such times, for the times are evil. And prudent is another word for wise. In this message from the prophet Amos, God is pointing out the corruption of leaders who deprive those who have no voice. They lose their rightful justice in the courts simply because they don't have money to offer bribes. We see a system where everything runs on greed and power. Whoever has the most money wins. Why then do the wise keep silent? Why don't they instead speak up for the oppressed? Perhaps because the system has become so wicked that any attention drawn to the weaknesses will only result in retaliation from the powerful ones who feel threatened. Or perhaps they stay silent in order to survive the mess and not be accused themselves of doing wrong. Life is not easy. When dealing with people who don't play by the rules, it can be extremely tricky to get ahead without losing one's soul. It is at times like these that it's good to stick very, very close to the Lord and let Him give you the right words to say at the right moment. Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the right of all who are destitute, widows, the poor, the downcast, racialism. Sometimes people have to be a voice and speak up against such atrocities. And the lips of fools bring them strife, and their mouths invite a beating. Wow, have you been there? Where somebody is just blabbing on, they're causing a lot of strife. It's like, I want to slap them until tomorrow. The mouths of fools are their undoing, and their lips a snare to their own lives. Proverbs 7:28, even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace. When he shuts his lips, he is considered perceptive. Now, how many times have you just been around people and there's just somebody that stands out? They don't say much. They just are quiet and they're observing. And you kind of wonder, I don't know what they're thinking. Why aren't they saying something? Well, we don't have to talk all the time. There is a time to slow down and listen and hear what's going on. And if it's something that you can do for somebody, like if you heard people need food, if it's within your power, get them food. If somebody's being treated unjustly, you can go ahead and join in a fight against them being treated so unjustly and bring up the truth of the matter. That's my phone going off. Sorry about that. Let me turn it off. There we go. All right. Considered perceptive. Jesus exemplified the wisdom of silence when he stood before Pilate. He kept silent as he hung on the cross. He forgave the thief. When Jesus did speak, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He also said, Woman, behold your son. And, there's 7 sayings that Jesus spoke while he was on the cross. But they weren't in retaliation. They were about forgiveness, about his mom being taken care of. When he gave up the ghost, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They even asked him, well, if you're Jesus, why don't you just come down off that cross? Jesus spoke not a word. Because even if he did that, they'd make up an excuse. They wouldn't believe it. I mean, they didn't believe that he was who he was. That's why he was hanging on the cross, right? Be silent when people are going through tragedies and trials. Sit by them in silence. This is wisdom. We are not to keep silent about our faith and speak out against injustices. Now, at one time in my life, I was a fixer. Well, I came to realize that silence and comfort is what people often need, not a bunch of words. I would try to fix people's hardships. I would try to offer advice. And I would try so hard it became my problem. And sometimes if we just speak out at the right time and give what is needed, but oftentimes people will tell you their plight and you listen, really listen, and say, I know you're going through a tough time. My heart goes out to you. What I will do is pray for you, and that God will give you wisdom and understanding about what you're facing. And it's not up to me to fix other people. It's to bring them the truth and to love them. Yes, Suzanne the Fixer. I had to learn quickly that sometimes I had to say to myself, you know what? It's not my circus. It's not my monkeys. God did not give that to me to handle. And of course, on the things that I can help out to do, like food, speak out against injustices, of course we're going to do that. But most of the time, we can guide people through their issues, support them with love and prayer, and point out the truth of the scriptures. We must discern when it's time to speak out on the Lord's behalf for the glory of God and the building up of His church. Speak, tell the truth, let truth be your guide. People that are oppressed under racism, hate, the poor, the needy, the widows, people lacking education, justice. We need to speak out against these things that are going on and say, that's not right. We need to help the poor. We need to give to the needy. Racism? No, that should not be happening. Lacking education, everyone has a right to education. It should not be that it's denied the poor and only the rich get the best education. Be willing to listen. Proverbs 1:5. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtains guidance. Let the wise hear and increase in learning. So when we increase in learning, and we're talking about the scriptures, we will understand, we will obtain guidance through the scriptures. If we want to be the voice for the voiceless, we first have to be willing to hear what they are saying so we can speak up wise words. Sometimes people want to tell their story of how they got to where they are and they feel helpless or they have resentments. And we can guide them again through the scriptures, prayers, and love and comfort. So how do we all bring this together? Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? But to do justly, to love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. So each day as we walk humbly with our God, we need to know when to speak and when to be silent. And again, I go back to some of the people I have known, even in Bible studies. Sometimes they don't make a whole lot of comments, but they listen. And while they're listening, they're learning and they're getting guidance. And they don't always have to raise their hand to give an answer. And being silent sometimes is the best way to learn. And people will think you're wise, right? All right, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed that devotion today. When to speak and when to be silent. All right. I want to show you my progress on my Felix blanket. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, I'll show you how far I got. I'm almost up to the top of the first portion of the blanket. Let me get it. It's over here. All right. This is the right side of the blanket. This long straight edge. Okay. You see how far it goes. There it is. And this was where I started, way down here, and then I connected these two pieces, and then I just went from right to left, right to left. I just finished my right, and I did my left. So now I'm going to do another, okay, I left off with green, so I'm going to do another left, right, left. I think I'm going to do one more of the left and one more of the right, because right now, all right, I'm on the floor, touching my toes, and it's up to here. I think if I put one here and one here yet, then I can square it off. And I think that would be just perfect. But look at the pretty colors. I just think this is so much fun. Now, once I get this completed, and it's gonna, when I do the other blocks, it's gonna meet up here, and a straight edge will go all across here, okay? And then I'm gonna start my next panel right down here, and I'll be making a piece that's gonna connect over here again, and I will go up this side all the way up to the top, square it off, and then a third panel. That should be just about right. I might do a fourth. I'll see how wide it is when I get 2 more panels added on. Like I said, She Likes Crochet came up with this pattern, and she calls it the Felix Blanket, and she does a very thorough job. She has like 9 videos, very detailed videos from the start to the finish, and even in the end, how to do a nice simple border. So if you're interested in this, Alexa, stop. I got potatoes cooking in the oven, and she's telling me, it's time to check your taters. All right, this is what I have so far. When I come back next, I'm sure I'm going to have this top finished up and probably start way down at the bottom again. So as you see this going and growing, I'm sure you may be tempted to make one of your own. I would love to see it if you do. If you decide to jump on the bandwagon, I can point you to each video, or I'm sure you can find it yourself. And yeah, you got a bunch of scrap yarn laying around, and if you like corner to corner, this is a good one. All right, everyone, this is Suzanne at God Crochet and Chatter. I hope you enjoyed today's devotional, A Time to Speak and A Time to Be Silent. I hope you've enjoyed me following along with me on the Felix Blanket. And Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, with another great devotional. In fact, tomorrow is going to be on eternal life, that God-sized hole in our hearts. All right, everyone, take care. I love each and every one of you. You go off and have a great day. Bye-bye.